Hello, everybody, and welcome to Learning 5's Week 4 Show Match 1 here for NA. My name is Niberia, and I'm joined here by Meowing Cat for Game 1 between Team playinmygootoo versus Team Sivirs Beard. That is just such a great name.
Yeah, that's a pretty good name. I mean, you've got playinmygootoo, which I mean, it's not a horrible name, right? But Team Sivirs Beard. Sivir doesn't have a beard, first of all, so we need some context to this one. But nevertheless, besides the great names, hopefully we get some great games. As I am joined by my Batman, Niberia, knight in not so shining armor.
That's right, I never know how to shine my armor because I can't afford it. But I really just want to riff on this team name now because it's just so fun. I'm imagining Sivir just sitting there, like, looking a little bit like Zeus with the beard on a throne on Mount Olympus. I always take my toll, blood or gold. It's just great imagery there. But the pick bands, not as great so far.
Well,
like,
I mean,
Zaya and Swain makes sense. Darius kind of makes sense, but the hell is Udyr doing? Like,
I mean,
why would you ever be afraid of an Udyr in any situation? It's like, oh no, we forgot to draft anyone that has movement over 0. Oh, dear God.
Okay, I'm gonna put this out there. Just today, I was playing with someone who was ranting about how much they hate Udyr, and Udyr is the only champion that we lost to. So I mean, I'm just putting it out there.
Just pick Janna. Just pick Janna, and he's literally useless. He just sits there like, well, all right, I used Flash.
He is very obnoxious. I'm gonna say that.
Before I'm useful.
But I mean, look at look who's up in the jungle instead. Wolf Girl on the wolf himself, and look at that club tag. That's a Wick tag. That's a Warwick one trick.
With the fitting name as well, Wolf Girl. Sorry, was 0 Wolf for girl. You got to pronounce it exactly as it's written sometimes, but we're not going to be doing that for Brand. However, 5's there, picking that up. I'm not sure if this is going to be a support ban. I know that or support pick rather. I know that it's not, but I want to pretend that I don't.
Yeah.
So that's exciting.
We do the pro draft beforehand, so these champions were already selected beforehand. We didn't see a first pick Scion, although that wouldn't be too uncommon. But these champions are locked into their roles, so that is definitely going to be a Brand mid lane, and I'm interested by that because we don't see it too often. And into the Ahri, it's also very risky because if he gets hit by a charm, he has no escape whatsoever. And then there's also the Scion and Warwick, which he has no mobility for those either. And so in this mid lane, 55666Y or 5566Y has to be careful on that Brand.
I'm just confused. Okay, I'm a little bit confused. We're going to take a little bit of a step back here. The Tristana and Caitlyn pickups, both fine. Now, here's the reason I want to take a step back. First of all, no Kai'Sa pick, which frustrates me on an almost primal level. There were 4 bot lane bans here, and they ended up with like 2 of the most powerful picks on the patch. What was the point of those bans? At that point.
So
I feel like it's a little sketch.
I mean, one thing I want to point out is that Goo, they didn't really prioritize their AD carry pick. They let it go through to the second rotation, so that's why the Varus and Sivir were banned. But I'm a bit interested that there's no Kai'Sa pick or ban, as she is so dominant. And, you know, why wait for so long for the AD carry pick? Because, you know, with the Xayah banned out, with the Caitlyn picked up, that's already, you know, 2 champions off the table. If you don't want to play the Kai'Sa, then you kind of need to pick it in that rotation, and picking it in the second rotation means that it's going to get even banned out further. Also Kog'Maw banned too, so that's already off the table, 580 carries, and then you're whittled down to the Tristana, which, you know, might still be a comfort pick, but you're just giving away so much priority in the in the draft with that.
And I really don't get the Sivir ban either. I mean, it's kind of memey, so I just approve of it. I guess we'll just leave it at that. It's super memey, but it was banned by Team Sivir's Beard. So maybe it's like an idolatry sort of situation where they're like, no one touches our mascot but us, and we're not going to pick it this game. So it's off the table. So I can kind of respect that at least. But let's look at the compositions we actually do have instead of me going off into hypothetical land for the next 3 minutes. On the blue side, we have that reworked Ahri, which I'm excited to see. The passive has been swapped out from Essence Theft to Vastian Grace. which is part of the lore reworks where now everything that's a furry is a Vastaya or a male Yordle. It's still kind of confusing, but you know what? They're working with it. She's got the move speed still, but it's on her passive instead of her Q. The heal is on her Q again. Her E once again does the damage amp. It's just all sorts of weird. Bot lanes, we see Caitlyn Karma versus Tristana Soraka. I want to be a little bit concerned about that.
Yeah,
but I know that Soraka's
definitely.
busted.
I mean, well, here's the thing. That Soraka is very vulnerable throughout the entire game, basically, unless she builds health, which is definitely very bad with the Warmox changes a few patches ago, so don't think that's going to be happening. And so when you're playing Soraka in lane against Caitlyn Karma, you really can't walk up to hit those Qs, because if you do, you're going to be eating a Mantra Q and then a Caitlyn 90 caliber net, or even just the Piltover Peacemaker to the face. And so Kenny Zed really has
she has such ridiculous range.
Yeah. And so Kenny Zed really has to be careful for all that range poke. And that means that Flaybay is probably also going to get poked out of lane, because yes, Soraka does have sustain, but her sustain is kind of tied to her own health. And if she's not able to hit the Qs, which will be very hard, then she's eventually going to get shoved out. And her health regen is horrible, so there's definitely no way that she's going to stay in lane through health regen. So it's all going to be around that first 3 pots that she has, and dodging the skill shots as best as possible. But it's definitely going to be a tough lane for the side of playinmygootoo.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll have to see how that goes. The junglers will have a little bit of an effect on this, but these picks are so solo queuey. I tried to check if it was my promos and dodge, but we'll have to see how well they go into the game itself. Both of them have a little bit of trouble getting into the backline, getting between minion waves, even in Rammus' sake. We'll see if they can get over that while we're in game. Stick around. We'll be back in a minute. Hello, everybody, and welcome back as we come into Game 1 between Team playinmygootoo and Team Sivirs Beard. My name is still Nibira. I am still joined by Meowing Cat, but you haven't yet met the players. Well, you may have met Team playinmygootoo's top laner, our lovely coordinator, Demos, 0 to Hero in that top lane. But there's 4 more members left. Wolf Girl in the jungle, Damien on that Ahri mid lane, Flabebe on 80 carry, and Kenny's Dead on support.
Yeah, and on the red side, matching them with a great team name is Team Sivirs Beards. with King plays in the top lane, Tomahawk 4-2-5 in the jungle, 5-5-6-6-Y in the mid lane, Grabiger in the AD carry position, and Justicial on support. That was a oof.
That was a real doozy of a name.
It's a weird name. It's like you read it and it's like, oh yeah, that's a simple name. It's like, nope, no, it's not.
Justice Al. I like that name better.
I don't think we're gonna be saying it like that the whole cast.
No, can you imagine the middle of a team fight and it looks like Justice Al has gone down?
Yeah, Justice Al actually got whacked there by the Soraka Q, giving that Soraka an extra 10 gold due to that Spell Thief's Edge. I feel like that's gonna be crucial to this match here.
What a gold lead that is. That's, that's gonna be really concerning here for Team Sivirs Beard coming into the late, early game. Because, before anyone's gotten any jungle farm on the board or the minions have even spawned, that's a huge gold lead. That's 100% more gold than Team Sivirs Beard has earned. Oh, and that stage of the game has ended and it no longer matters. Darn. Weren't quite able to capitalize on it in that short amount of time, but maybe next game they have a chance.
Yeah. But, to keep things on that bot lane, Justicial actually went for a refillable potion. And he's not scared at all from this Tristana Soraka, which are happening to get the early shove in, which is due to the Tristana E as well as the Soraka Qs. Maybe they'll make a play off of that, but the Tristana and the Soraka, on the other hand, you can see that they're prepping for the long haul. Tristana went for that Doran shield. She knows what's going to happen in this lane.
Oh yeah, there's no way to avoid it really. Eventually, at some point, assuming the Caitlyn has a clue of how the champion works, you're going to be shoved in, you're going to be under tower, you're going to be getting poked out by 600 range autos. You're going to be wishing for death, and it's not coming because for some reason you keep trying to hold on in CS.
Yeah.
Or, we've seen this happen before too, it just doesn't matter and Caitlyn somehow loses the lane and then it's like, well, alright, I guess that didn't matter. So, good for Flebé for taking the safer route though.
Yeah, I do like that. I think Flebé going for the safe itemization there was definitely the smart play. It's definitely going to make the lane a little smoother, and they're actually doing pretty well in this mid lane, although Damon in the mid lane is not.
Ignite going down, that Blaze passive popping off. That is a very, very low Ahri. Doesn't look like she's going to back, though, and I have concerns because her health bar is getting pretty low. Meanwhile, on the top lane, Demos looks like he's in a little bit of trouble, but he gets the knockup onto King, evening out the trade just a little bit. But King has that passive. He's going to be able to heal up anytime anything dies near him or he kills it. But Wolf Girl says, not yet you aren't. And King has to flash away from the gank. Not going to be first blood just yet. Or will it? First blood going down to Wolf Girl. The flash Q coming in huge. Hopefully he's not going to need the flash. Oh, Kenny might as well. The flash comes out. And Rammus doesn't look like he's going for it. He gets the taunt down onto Kenny. And oh no, he's so close to death. The flash Piltover from Grabcar going to get him that first kill for his team. I'm really sad here because what happened last time I cast Kenny's Dead is I used the oh my god they killed Kenny joke. And I'm just mad at myself because that's like a once in a lifetime thing you can use or you start repeating yourself, right? So
yeah, don't recycle your memes, Niberia.
Yeah, that's right. I have to get creative with it.
Don't repost. No one likes reposters.
Exactly. They're going to have to get creative with these jungle pathings the way I'm going to have to get creative with my jokes. Boom! Circled back to the game.
And I want to touch with that touch on the junglers, bringing that note. Wolf Girl getting a very successful gank off in the top lane. Played it pretty well. Uses the flash to secure the kill. That's going to force out both summoners from King. So we're going to have to see if more attention is up in that top lane from Wolf Girl. But I really like what Wolf Girl has done here. So she's actually showed, pretty decent prowess on this Warwick, especially just due to that itemization. Warwick players, they start Hunter's Machete, and then they start a Rejuvenation bead, and then they use that Rejuvenation bead into building the Tiamat earlier. And so we see the early Tiamat pickup here, and that's going to allow Warwick to clear really fast, or a lot faster than normal, and then hopefully get some better ganks off due to that XP advantage and gold advantage.
Yeah, and additionally, it's going to be a lot faster than that Rammus because he doesn't really have any clearing spells, really. Because you can say, oh yeah, Powerball does AoE, right? Yeah, but it's got like a 16-second cooldown, I think it is at level 1. So he's not going to have much of a chance to clear the jungle. So Wolf Girl's going to be free to maybe counter jungle or get those ganks where Tomahawk will still be trying to farm a camp. Granted,
Yeah.
Powerball does give him a little bit more mobility than that Warwick will have, but not after Blood Scent pops.
Yeah, and I do want to touch on the clear speed of the Rammus. He actually did opt into running the precision secondary, so that will help with the clear speed because of Rammus's passive. You will be getting a lot of damage from the auto attacks, and so every player this game has actually generally run everything correct except maybe a small minor rune that I don't necessarily agree with. And so all players definitely is just sticking to the meta when it comes to their champion specifically, and it definitely means that everyone is going into this game on a pretty even playing field, no real handicaps except maybe matchups.
Absolutely, and that's so important to point out because really you don't think about those runes as being so super impactful outside of keystones, but sometimes you'll have a pickup that just makes so much sense. Like back when Sudden Impact was so much better, may it rest in peace. If you didn't take it on something that had a lot of dashes or resets, you were basically trolling, and you were giving up on so much free damage, so much free armor pierce and magic pen. But now, it's evened out a little bit more, but it is important in those little things like changing the trees so you get the attack speed from precision. So we see Demos shoving in King once again, who's out of mana.
Yeah, a little bit of lack of mana management from these top laners, as if either of them had a little more mana there, Cho'Gath with the Feast and Scion with the Unstoppable Onslaught could maybe go for a potential all-in due to those low health bars. And so a TP coming out from the Scion here. Oh, we gotta see how this is gonna play out.
Not the best teleport maybe, but it's a 4v1, Justicial! Little bit of trouble as Wolf Girl picks up that second kill and soon to be picking up this dragon, I suspect.
Yeah.
It's going to be a 4v5 at the worst case scenario for team playinmygootoo, so they should be able to pick this up fairly easily. And
Tomahawk is looking for a potential steal maybe though. Gotta watch out for him, and Wolf is getting low.
Pretty low. The W coming out from that brand. The smite goes down early, and it's stolen by Tomahawk. One kill has already gone down for this brand so far. The flash out from the AD carry of play, and Grabcar gets another kill. Kenny is indeed dead as Damian tries to go in and get some revenge, but he's not going to be able to. Not enough charges on that Spirit Rush, not enough follow-up from the team. 2 kills for Team Sivirs Beard and the Dragon Steel. What a disastrous play.
Yeah, and that looked like such a good play at first, but then you had Wolf Girl, who is extremely low on the Warwick, having to tank that dragon. You don't have Ahri there. Damian, nowhere to be found, really. And you want that Ahri to be zoning people off. That Rammus should not be able to walk by everybody and then just walk around the pit and then flash in and smite it. And then Zero to Hero wasn't tanking it. He also went off into some other nether region of this game. And so both these solo laners not really committing to the objective, while they're saying, oh, team has it, we're fine to just go farm a lane or something. That risks the dragon, and now they lost it because of that. So
absolutely, and they lost a little bit of tempo there because you can see from the current gold values and the current objective count that they had a lead. Now not so much. It's like 200 gold. It's basically the Spell Thief's gold that Soraka got level 1. That's basically their lead now.
I don't think that's 200 gold. That would be a little bit broken of Spell Thieves.
Hey man, you're right. Maybe it's like 10 CS. No, 9.5 CS.
Depends if their casters are melees. With the caster change, those aren't worth as much as they used to be. Back in my day, caster minions used to be worth 17 gold.
Back in my day, I didn't know that minions were worth different values of gold.
I'm gonna prioritize the one caster minion over the cannon.
Absolutely. I'm kind of laughing at the original patch notes that changed the cannon minions now, because it's like, we want them to be an objective that people fight over, and lanes play out the exact same way. It's like, okay.
I mean, I think in higher elos, there's a little more priority in them.
Oh, Damian in a lot of trouble. Gonna get taken out there. Ignite goes down. Will this be a return kill on the 5s? It will. 1 for 1 there in the mid lane. That's the best you could hope for as that Ahri, because that was a real oof moment.
Yeah, really kind of disrespecting that brand. You need to use that Spirit Rush to dodge out that brand W. If that brand W connects, that is a lot of extra damage. And so you need to dodge the brand W. You need to dodge the brand stun. Not using the Spirit Rush early, not flashing it if, the Spirit Rush would be a little too slow, that's just completely disrespectful. And 5566Y gets a kill because of it.
Yeah, and you can argue, of course, that you might not know you were going to go for that kill, but realistically, if you're ready to commit that much, you know you want to go for a kill. You're ready. You're looking for the perfect opportunity, and that would have been it. You know, you see that W coming out, you spirit rush to the side, you get the charm in because now you have a better angle, and then suddenly Brand is toast. Instead, you eat the W, eat stun, eat the ult, eat a whole lot of damage, and barely get the return with the ignite.
Yeah. Yeah, and look how, I mean, if you notice how low 5566Y got there, if Damian just flash any ability at all, that would have been guaranteed.
Speaking of, Wolfgirl in a lot of trouble. The Wish coming out and the ultimate duress there from Wolfgirl, keeping her alive. That was pretty.
That's a lot of healing.
Time.
Yeah, and that's something we got to look out for. How many healing reduction items are they going to get? Brand definitely will be looking towards that Merlinomicon, as Magic Pen is great for him. And with the healing of the Warwick and the Soraka, it's definitely going to be wanted here.
Because that was an entire health bar of heals.
Yeah, that was a lot of
health. Just the Wish and the ult.
Yeah, and even adding onto it, another change that Ahri got was that she got healing on her Q, and so her ult passive is basically tied to her Q now. And she's looking for the all-in. That Q is not going to be used for healing at all. It's going to be used for damage.
Oh, Kenny's dead in a lot of trouble, but as is Fives, Kenny goes down, and so does the Brand. 1 kill for each team across the map. And Meowing Cat, I just noticed something, and I feel a little bit negligent in my job as a caster. There's an Eye of the Herald on Warwick.
Yeah, he did that.
Okay, cool. So that happened, everyone. So there is that to play around. I remember, because in some games you'll not notice it until it expires and was never used, and you're like, oh, all right.
Oh my
no,
crits!
in a lot of trouble. He'll not gonna be enough. Oh,
he just got RNG'd on. It looked like 2 crits in a row, not even a headshot. Well, I mean, there was a headshot in there, but that's just unlucky.
That's often my excuse, but this is actually one of the 2
unlucky.
cases.
Yeah.
Where it might be true.
That's so unfortunate. Getting crit twice in a row. Flay Bebe could have flashed earlier, but thought that he was safe. And he was like, okay, at worst, I'll use my heal. Gets crit twice in a row, and that heal isn't going to help you anymore then.
Yeah, super unfortunate, as you were saying, because that Caitlyn is now 4-0. The gold is pretty even, as it has been for the past few minutes, about 200 in favor of Team playinmygootoo. But if you look at everything else on the map, it's starting to look scary for them, Tristana does scale up into the late game about as well as Caitlyn, maybe even better. But Caitlyn is currently 4-0. Bit of a gold lead there, about 1,200 in favor of the Caitlyn, which is going to cause a lot of problems because Caitlyn is so good at taking down towers. That said, doesn't look like they're utilizing that advantage much in this bot lane because no towers have gone down anywhere on the map.
Look at this top tower.
Except Demos wants to change that 0 to hero, just smacking that tower with all of his might. Bone plating gonna proc, but it's not gonna matter a whole lot. He's gonna take tower aggro if the shield pops. It does not. Meanwhile, there might be a fight here. Tomahawk getting charmed, gonna go down, and Fives might be the one to follow up. The Spirit Rush is out of charges. Oh no! The ultimate infinite duress and the Wish combo coming out again. Wolfgirl in so much trouble. Dies for it. That's so sad.
That was so close to being extremely well played, but walking into the tower range by accident after the end of the fight, just eating that last tower shot, unfortunate, but it's still not too horrible. That Ahri has more gold now than she did before. She's getting the shove in the mid lane, and Brand will definitely miss this cannon minion at the very least, so as long as Ahri... No, she missed it, I think! Right as I say it, cast her curse. Let me double check. I'm gonna get the instant replay. Hold on. She missed it.
Oh, that's so disappointing. You can almost psych yourself out with it too. It's just like, all I need to do to keep the lead is get this cannon. I just need to. Oh, damn it!
Tristana just missed the cannon too. Stop talking about cannon minions in Iberia. I can't handle it anymore.
You just stop paying attention to the minions. It's gonna kill you. Your stress levels are going to be too high.
I mean, we touched on it. A cannon minion now is worth, what, like 8 caster minions? That's a lot of CS.
Yeah, at this point, it's at least 80 to 100 gold per cannon, which is so ridiculous. Looks like playinmygootoo gonna go for the dragon. Instead, they're gonna go for a fight. The TP coming down. The root gonna go down. Flip trying to get the kill before his support dies, but not gonna be able to. Tomahawk has him locked out, and meanwhile, in the front line, Omking plays having to flash out. Damian is not ready to let go, though. He's gonna have to, as only one kill goes down in that entire engage. But what does it mean for this dragon here? Wolfgirl is trying to take it on her lonesome. They've zoned off that brand, so they should be able to get this Mountain Drake, but it's still so high on health. King's gonna come back into the pit, get the rupture, but he gets charmed instead. Knock up not quite gonna go down, and it looks like it might be another fight here. Wolfgirl has gotten ulted, but King gonna go down as well. Flabebe solo has to flash out, and 2 kills so far in 5s on the part of the fight we've not been able to see. It is a complete disaster. These dragon fights are just bad news.
Yeah.
They lost the dragon too.
I'm not a fan of the dragon control here. And Warwick, one of the best dragon takers in the game, kind of just disrespecting the Rammus here. And I mean, I'm kind of just baffled at this. Normally, this isn't what would happen. You just have a Warwick. He's like, oh, I'm going to just solo some Drakes early on. But that's not what's going on. And Damian, oh my gosh, in that mid lane, getting the solo kill.
I don't even think the disrespect is the problem, though, with these dragon takes. It ends up being like Wolfgirl is there on that dragon, sitting, being like, all right, we're going to take the dragon. I'm smacking it, clawing at it, getting those heals, feeling good. And then meanwhile, the rest of the team is just like, yeah, let's smack someone. And then suddenly, Brand comes down, Rammus comes in, and this mid tower goes down. But they never seem to be coordinating around the dragon itself. They're coordinating in that area, and they're saying, okay, we're all going to be here-ish.
You know what it really looks like to me? It looks like it's kind of a partial commitment, because everyone's kind of doing their own thing. They're all focusing on these like micro objectives. Like, okay, I'm going to hover near mid lane. I'm going to make sure that we have mid shoved out so we have dragon control. I'm going to make sure that this ward control stays up, that we have adequate vision. And then someone is just dealing around in the jungle, trying to transitioning between. And no one's really where they need to be for the dragon itself. And so, due to this lack of focus, it seems, everyone's doing their own thing, and you just have Wolfgirl on the dragon eating away, taking a lot of damage that's not getting sustained up due to the passive because of the damage taken from the enemy champions, and that's just failed Drake, second one of the game.
Yeah, hopefully there isn't a third, but that isn't exactly a comforting proposition even for playinmygootoo. Oh, meanwhile, Damian going in, getting the charm, but it is quickly flashed, or not even flashed. What happened to that charm? Was it a Michaelis? No? It landed.
I think
right?
it hit you.
I might
seem
just
a
be
little
crazy.
bit charmed by it.
You know, I think I've gone crazy this game. Everything's so confusing that I've lost all logic, and it looks like King is about to lose all of his health, getting so low, but the brand passive is going off on everyone. It's one fatality there as Wolfgirl goes down, but so does Fives there. That brand damage no longer present in the fight. Flabebe not going to jump over the wall, not going to go for it, but honestly, that's one of those times on Tristana where you can just kind of go ham. Like, Rammus wasn't going to pressure you there.
I think that Flabebe was showing a lot of respect to 5566Y, because just as we saw there, Brand, when you're grouped together, can just do so much damage. And imagine if Tristana was in that mix. That's another champion who's giving more AoE damage to that Brand. And so,
well, right, but once he died, there was a target left that was so low, and I was just thinking, all right, you can rocket
also,
jump.
there was another really small tragic thing there. I kind of saw it happening, and I knew it was gonna happen. And as soon as it happened, I just felt so bad. As King was dying, Cho'Gath is a very big champion. I think we can all agree on that. He has a very large model size. You know what isn't that big? Caitlyn traps. There was a Caitlyn trap underneath the giant Cho'Gath, and so when Wolfgirl ulted the Cho'Gath and then walked forward a little bit, stepped right into a trap hidden under the flubber of that Cho'Gath, and got stuck on the trap, got hit by a net, and then took a brand ulti to the face. So that's why Wolfgirl just got demolished in that fight.
Truly tragic. You know, I thought that PETA would have been on this and gotten rid of those wolf traps, because they really are just so inhumane. But I've never liked that word in regards to animals because it's like, yeah, it's inhumane. They're animals, right? But that's just minor linguistic gripes as we see another linguistic gripe of mine, which is Scion yelling cowards in the opposite direction. So, you know, there's a lot of word choice things that we have to consider here in professional League of Legends and competitive League of Legends of all kinds.
You know what
As
I
we
want to
see-
mention? The Caitlyn traps are called Yordle snap traps. But we haven't seen Tristana jump into any of them so far this game, so I'm pretty pleased with that one.
Yeah, you know, there's just a whole lot of words not making sense right now, and I'm kind of okay with that. I've started to lean into it a little bit, getting relaxed. Baron's spawn, Dragon's about to be spawned in a minute. I'm going along with it. I'm letting their play guide me. You know, sometimes you don't want to see that charm go down, but it happens anyways. King not going to get knocked up. Great silence there from him, but Flabebe heard my advice and went ham. Tomahawk gonna die as well. 3 kills out of nowhere here for playinmygootoo, and it looks like they're gonna get this tower as well. Might they go for the inhib or even Baron? There isn't a smite up for 20 seconds. Looks like they're gonna rotate onto it, and they've got the damage, they've got the Tristana, they've got the Ahri, they've got the Warwick, and Scion's
Hopefully their Barons are better than their Dragons. That's all I want to say with that one.
Oh.
This isn't a Dragon, so this hopefully will work out better. I do like what Zero to Hero is doing here. He is trying to zone away. I think that Damian also could do this kind of role of just zoning away, although it's not a real threat yet, and they have enough vision line that they don't really need to worry about that. Plus, there's no smite, as Rammus is pretty far out. So I think Zero actually not tanking it is making it a little risky, but they do have Soraka. She has ulti. Everything's fine. This is fine.
Oh, the wish
She will-
going out to keep the Warwick alive once again. Those two are going to have a giant high five after the game. Wolfgirl has been saved so many times from that wish. But they got the Baron. They saved an objective for themselves. They now have a almost over 7k gold lead. 7.4k so far. They're up 3 towers, up 4 kills. They're having a good time everywhere except that dragon count. That's just a sad reminder of dragon fights past.
Yeah, and I want to point out, Brand not going for Morel and Omicron, I think that's kind of a missed opportunity. Brand players in the mid lane don't always get the Morel and Omicron, but because of the magic pen it has, and against a Soraka Warwick, plus, you know, there's some scattered healing on the Ahri, the Tristana with her lifesteal and her summoner heal, etc. I think it's perfectly fine to get a Morello here, and I think it would be better than going for the Leandries at this point. So I'm a little sad to see that adaptation not made by 5566Y.
I mean, like, the burn is good, right?
Yeah,
It's
Leandries
great for that
obviously
brand
gives damage.
passive.
But so does Magic Pen.
Right.
And
It's sort
so
of
does
like,
healing
yeah,
reduction against a Soraka Warwick.
Yeah. At a certain point, you got to be like, wait a minute. They do have healing. Oh, but they don't have a QSS for that charm. Dear God. That's one of the
Yeah.
most frightening things in League of Legends. Just suddenly Ahri's like, oh, hey, what's up? And you're dead. I'm glad it's back, though, because before she was just like this really slippery, annoying mage that sort of did things. No one was really sure what they were. It's like, is she an assassin? Is she a control mage? No, she was kind of neither, but now they've given her that assassination potential back. A little bit less safety because the Q no longer always speeds you up. But, oh, the missed charm is still a bad thing to do. Damian gonna have to back up after that. Not quite able to get an inhib off this just yet, but that tower should be going down soon. The Baroned up, bannered up, cannon minion, and the dead 5s going out. The inhib tower has fallen there in the top lane. The inhib about to fall in the mid lane. This could be the end of the game here that we're watching. One inhibitor has gone down. That makes it 2. The third one in the top lane barely alive as a Drake goes down. The Cloud Drake. Okay, I like that. Wolfgirl was like, you know what? We're gonna
get one Drake before the game ends.
Yeah. I will not lose this one. They're all in base. There's no way I can lose it unless a TP feast comes out, and then we just win faster. And this is going to be the first Nexus tower. That Baron banner minion is still alive somehow. Rammus is not, though. Kenny has not died yet in this last fight. Flabebe going in for padding the KDA, but Demo says no. Let's take that Nexus, and take it they do. Game 1 going over to playinmygootoo. We'll have to see what Team Sivirs Beard can do next game to sort of compensate for this game, because I don't know about you, but I sort of feel like outside of the dragon fights, they didn't really do anything like, it's going to sound overly harsh, but they didn't do anything right. They did things okay, but they didn't like nail execution on things. They got that Caitlyn pretty far ahead, but never really transitioned that into saying, okay, this Caitlyn is going to destroy all your towers.
Yeah, I think that if you look at the side of playinmygootoo, they have a lot of pick potential. They have an Ahri, they have a Warwick, they have a Tristana who can rocket jump in, follow up, and then a Scion who can also kind of do that gap close with the unstoppable onslaught. And if you look at the flip side of Team Sivirs Beard, they have a decent amount of disengage, but also a really good amount of re-engage, where you can mantra RE out, then you re-engage with the Rammus, with the Cho'Gath Righteous Glory, who had no boots, by the way. I want to mention that. And then you have the Brand ulti. And so your initial engage isn't amazing, but when they run at you, they're all grouped together, your re-engage with the Mantra E and the Brand is extremely good. And so what they need to do is they need to make sure they're not getting caught out by that Ahri with her charm or the Warwick with his infinite dress. They need to disengage fights and then re-engage them and make sure that they're getting a good engage with that Brand and that Mantra RE. And that just wasn't happening this game.
Yeah, and a QSS or a McHale's or something for that Caitlyn there. That was just unfortunate. The charm or the ult come out at any time, lock them down, and get rid of that lead they had. So we'll see if they're able to clean things up here in between games, and we'll be back in a few minutes with game 2. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. We are here in Picks and Bans for Game 2 between Team playinmygootoo and Team Sivirs Beard. Once again, some excellent names coming out. The teams have, of course, swapped sides, but we have not swapped casters. My name is still Niberia, and I am still joined by Meowing Cat. Meowing Cat, are you excited for this game? This game of gods among men.
We got a note here, Ben. Let's go.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You know,
yeah, I'm excited for this
really
game. I
important
mean, I definitely think that the draft, they are shaken up a little bit. However, not in ways that I'm necessarily too excited about. It looks like some people are very hesitant to change what they want to play. But there are some new picks that I'm excited to see brought onto the Rift here. So as we get through pick ban, the bans are shown, and you want to run us through those?
Yeah, but I just want to talk about one of them. So Kaisa, we mentioned last game how that would have been a good ban. However, that being said, it wasn't banned. It went through entirely through picks and bans, and nobody picked it. So I'm not sure how I feel about the ban now. I guess it's fine. So I don't know. What do you think? Because I feel like it's good idea in theory had they not just gone through a game where nobody picked it.
Yeah,
Not drastically changing team comps.
At this point, I'm fine with it. I wouldn't have blamed them for not doing it. That's my thoughts on it, because let's say that, you know, Grabecker or Playbebe, they pick it, even though they aren't super comfortable on the Kaisa. As long as they own the champion and they lock it in, she is extremely strong right now. And so even without much practice or experience, if they say, let's just do it, whatever, that could be, you know, that's just kind of a coin flip. Is she going to just roll everything, or is the inexperience just going to make her int? And they just don't want to take that coin flip, which I respect.
Yeah, fair enough. So, interesting adaptation was that Tomahawk just stole the Warwick away from Wolfgirl. But the thing about that is, Olaf is kind of just Warwick, but better. And granted, not as much healing. The only healing comes from that W, Lifesteal, and Spell Vamp. But
I want to touch on that a little bit. So, yes, in competitive high elo, in solo queue, you know, Olaf's win rate is, at the moment, not control. Okay, there we go. Olaf's win rate is currently 48.7% in solo queue. So he is definitely very good in competitive play, where you can utilize his strengths to just run people down. You can coordinate your team, and kind of what he does is he makes picks over a very large period of time. Think of perma-slowing someone. That's basically what Olaf does. That is literally what he does. And so,
unless you're being accidentally throw an axe backwards and then kind of cry.
And against the Thresh too, Thresh can lantern people out. So if Thresh can just get in a position where he can save someone, it nerfs the Olaf quite a bit. And so looking into that team, the only person that's a real threat, or like he's a real threat for, are the Jhin and the Vel'Koz. But Thresh could play it properly, lantern them out to safety. So we'll have to wait and see on that one. But Warwick is really strong in solo queue, and even though Wolfgirl did make some mistakes last game, that Warwick still showed extreme strength. I mean, we saw that healing come out with the Soraka and the Warwick. We saw that full health bar just come out of nowhere. And so I think that it is perfectly fine for Tomahawk to pick it up, and I think it might be the better of the two jungle picks if we take into account the skill level and how these teams are going to play around the picks.
Yeah, I do like the fact that playinmygootoo has this really reliable engage here from the Malphite as well. Not that they necessarily suffered last game from a lack thereof or anything, but it's nice to just have a universal go button where it's just so unambiguous. It's like, oh, there's a giant 20-ton mountain running at the enemy team and all of them are knocked up. I guess we should hit attack move. Like, it's just so great for that, if nothing else.
Yeah, and with Malphite, I mean, if you look at his history, he hasn't been nerfed in a long, long time, and he's been getting nothing but buffs for a while. And recently, he got some very significant buffs. His R cooldown is down in the late game. His AD is up throughout the entire game. He gets more base AD. And there's one more change. I believe it's a E buff, or is it an E buff or a W buff to AP ratio? So no matter what Malphite builds, he is stronger. If you go Triforce tank Malphite, you are stronger. If you go just regular full tank Malphite, you are stronger. If you go full AP Malphite, you are definitely stronger.
And you are awesome.
Yeah. I don't think we'll be seeing the full AP. And
No, that would be very unwise.
And I want to touch on this top lane matchup. So we do have the Malphite, which we touched on. He is definitely a lot better than he was before. But he's into a Fiora, and Fiora, with her true damage, with her, is it? Oh, I can't remember the Q name. Save me, Nibiria.
Lunge?
Yes, it's Lunge. Thank you.
Yeah.
Her E's were post, right?
Oh, no, that's her W.
Is that? I thought it was just called. No, you're right. What is her E?
Oh, jeez. I should know.
Pull out the flashcards.
Blade work.
Okay.
Blade work. And then the Altus Grand Challenge.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Love it.
But
Pass
if the
it.
Fiora just lunges in, as we have recently learned, onto this Malphite and gets those vital procs, it's gonna be very hard for him to itemize against that. You know, he can still get the Bramble Vest. Obviously, Fiora will hate it after that, but she can still keep going in on him, and I think that eventually she'll scale up and be able to take out the Malphite without a sweat. But in the mid game, I do think there is a period where Pale Horse has an opportunity to even potentially solo kill OM King plays if he is not falling behind in this early game. So we'll have to see on that. But
Absolutely. And see, we will, and maybe even learn some more ability names as we enter Game 2 between playinmygootoo and Team Sivirs Beard. Stick around. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. We are here in Game 2 between Team Sivirs Beard and playinmygootoo. Last game, we saw a pretty dominating-ish performance from playinmygootoo. Some iffy dragon takes, but everything other than that was a-okay from them. We're going to see if Team Sivirs Beard is able to adapt and overcome, but we might see a bit of level 1 cheese coming out here as Wolf Girl carefully throwing an axe and revealing their position.
yeah, the hook does land. Zero to hero.
What a way to start the game.
Also, I do want to point out, I believe there have been some roster swaps. So Pale Horse is in for playinmygoo. He is up in the top lane. Now Zero to Hero has actually betrayed playinmygoo and swapped over to the side of Team Sivirs Beard. So we have some betrayal going on here. And he's playing support now. So obviously top lane too mechanically intensive for him. Has to go to the role where it doesn't really matter at all.
Absolutely. Going from Scion, a notoriously mechanically intensive champion, to that more classic casual Thresh, where really you just need to hit your buttons in the right order.
Yeah, honestly,
That's
Thresh,
what you were
very
saying,
simple
right?
champion. You just hit a hook or two, you know, throw a lantern here and there.
Yeah.
One of the
Just, like,
easiest
hit your
champions of the
buttons.
game, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, really, I mean, the difficulty rating that Riot gave it was like a 1 out of 5. So,
Yeah. Scion is obviously 10 out of 10.
yeah, 100%. Like, he's just so unbelievably hard to deal with. Junglers both starting bot side here, entirely unsurprising. I'm glad to see that we're not having the, oh, that's a really early hook. Doesn't really matter. But I'm glad to see we're not seeing the start from the Olaf where it's just no leash and you just start W and you're like, yeah, I got this. I don't have any good reason logically why I don't like seeing it. It just frustrates me as a jungle main.
Something
I'm
I
just
want to
like,
touch
no,
on.
don't give those bastards an excuse to not leash me, please.
Kenny's dead. Went for the coin in the matchup against Thresh when
Oh.
Spell Thieves is. Oh.
These hooks are magnetic, as is that Q. The auto attack gonna take it from 0 to hero there for first blood. That
Easy
was
champion.
hilarious.
I
Man,
mean,
that Flay coming in huge.
yeah, it's just an easy champion. I mean, Thresh, you just press Q, you point at them, you click, you know, you just get kills. We see how right there, 0 to hero, brain dead player.
Absolutely. And they say there are no point and clicks left in League of Legends. Pale Horse going to have a little bit of trouble here against this Warwick Fiora combo, but going to flash out and be just fine. 0 to hero looking for the hook again. See, look how easy Thresh is. He's landed every single one of these hooks. Proof that both he and the champion are brain dead.
Yeah. I mean, he betrayed his teams. He knows the inner working of this team too. He knows what they're thinking. He knows their playstyle. He's in their heads right now, and he's definitely messing with them. I mean, Kenny's dead. The itemization too, going for the ancient coin instead of a spell thieves. Normally, against shorter range matchups, you can go for that spell thieves. And last game, into a longer range matchup, the Karma, she opted for the spell thieves, which was a bit interesting, instead of the coin. But now going for the coin just kind of seems a little bit flip-flopped. I think the spell thieves would have been better to have here, since she could just safely poke Thresh with the Q. Well, safe as safe can be against that magnetic hook.
Safely in massive quotations there. Pale Horse having a little bit of trouble against that Fiora. We saw 0 to hero try and zone off the Anivia, roam into that mid lane. Another hook onto Kenny, but he's not dead just yet. Taking a whole lot of damage though.
Now, and also, the reason you don't go coin is because you have to walk up to get those coins. Zero was zoning Kenny's dead from the coins, however, flayed him into them, he's saying, here, come here, come here. Here's some gold, boy, come here, get it. But, I mean, Soraka, we do see, she's hitting a lot of Qs. And so, Spell Thieves definitely would be pretty safe for her to have if she's just positioning correctly, making sure she's not mispositioning. And so I'm just a little confused by that itemization, but
Yeah,
that's not the that's not the only thing. Kenny's dead, opting into the Soraka again. Rakan wasn't picked or banned through in the champ select, to the best of my knowledge, unless I missed it. And so Olaf coming behind here will make that have to wait, as there's also the top lane gank going off.
Ganks
Not nearly
across
as important.
the map, grabbing a little bit of trouble, but he's gonna grab that lantern and be just fine. Brain dead fresh.
Yeah, and
Magnetic hook, so brain dead.
We've touched on it. You just press Q, you hover over them, and then you hit the hook. That's it. That's all there is to it.
From what we've seen, it's literally so easy every time the hook will land. Really, why don't I play this champion? You may be asking. Well, the answer is it's so brain dead, it's just not even fun. A lot of people have that complaint about Annie. I really think that it's Thresh.
Yeah, 100% agree with you there in Iberia. And he hits the hook onto the minion.
Wow. I can't
Perfect.
believe he was able to hit the minion. There were 7 minions in that wave, and he got the one he was looking for exactly on the mark. Now, strategically, why he did that, we can't tell you, but we can tell you that that's exactly what he was trying to do. As King flashes under tower, I don't think that's what you want to do. Huh?
I definitely don't think that's what he wanted to do. That's what they call tragic, I believe.
Oh, another hook down, this time onto Flabebe, and it looks like
Tomahawk,
might get a second
no!
one, Tomahawk. Not learning from his top laner's mistake. The first of the many slows going to go down onto grab there, but they're turning onto 0 to hero. They have the exhaust, they have the slows. The heal goes out, but it won't be enough to save him as Wolf Girl gets the kill. Might die. not quite gonna be able to be taken out by the tower shot. Oh, Tomahawk is looking for revenge. The flash, the Q under the tower, and no!
The minions! No, the minion!
One more! One more!
Oh,
One more!
wait, no! 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 Why are these people not respecting towers? Everybody! Wolf Girl almost dies to the tower. Tomahawk not learning from King Play's mistake, and
Again! King!
Towers are the MVPs this game. Nerf the towers.
All right, well, I think we need an impromptu learning fives lesson here. So let's start it up. So you see those big things on the map right now. There's about 11 per team, right? I'm counting correctly. My math doesn't matter. The lesson does. So those are called towers. And what they do is, if you are either the only one near them or have smacked an enemy champion underneath them, they start doing damage to you, and they are able to kill you. It's not like old Leandries where it would only take you down to 1 HP. They can indeed take you down to 0. So it's important not to let that happen. So that's our little learning fives lesson of the day.
Thank you for that. Do you have an ASMR channel by any chance, Siberia?
Not you too.
Speaking of ASMR, have you seen Pokemon's ASMR channel? That's been popping lately. Oh my, popping
trolling
is.
me. Just like Flabebe is getting trolled here. The Ignite going down, not quite able to die from it. That's not how you say that sentence. Unless I'm really worried about Flabebe's mental health. Flabebe not quite able to kill himself off of that gym damage, so unlucky for him.
This has just become full-on meme, Niberia.
That got really morbid really quick. Well, that's okay. It's kind of a morbid game. We've seen the towers take a whole lot of lives. You know, you really need to... Moment of respect to those towers.
I want to mention something. Pale Horse, going straight for what it looks like is either a... I think that's going to be a...
This, right?
Yeah, it's a... Yeah, the Iceborne Gauntlet. And so that's a bit interesting because the hook landing again!
The magnet going in, north, south, east, west. He's going to go down to that Q. I was trying to make a polarity joke with the north-south, but then I was like, you know, we should teach them compass as well if they don't know how towers work. So just living up to our name here at Learning Fives, teaching everyone the basics of everything. King trying to take this ward, taking a lot of poke for it, valiantly defending that control ward, saying, this one's mine. He'll keep me safe from the tower.
Yeah, and look at King Play's health. This is just so brutal. Malphite does have the ulti. This is pure reaction. It's all about if the riposte can block the unstoppable the unstoppable force, the Malphite's ultimate, because if Fiora does not have good enough reaction time, she will just get destroyed by this Malphite, and her health has been dropping so much. I'm a bit surprised. She has a CS lead. She has the extra gold from the Kleptomancy, but...
Interesting play there. From that Thresh. Going for... I believe that was Hex Flash, because his flash is back up, so it had to be. Logic.
Yeah, and I think that Hex Flash is really good on Thresh. You can actually do a lot of interesting things with it. As soon as it's off cooldown, or as soon as your flash is on cooldown, that Hex Flash range is actually, it opens up a lot of, you know, kind of extra threat range that people have to watch out for. And so I do really like the summoner spell, or rune summoner spell adaptation from the Thresh. I think it's pretty standard, and I think all Threshes should ideally be running it, unless there's a very specific reason why not.
Yeah, Hex Flash has become a lot less popular ever since the sort of cheesier aspects of it were nerfed and removed, and it just became less... Well, it was more that people realized that, oh, Hex Flash exists. Maybe we shouldn't be up beneath tower against an Alistar, but the ult's going out here, and Damian barely able to survive, and the egg is popped, not remembering that there's a passive on that Anivia. Not going to go too well for them as the tower dive comes out. Zero to Hero misses that super easy hook. Really?
Yeah, I don't know why his point and click just failed him there. A bit interesting to see.
Yeah, I think maybe it's bugging out.
Yeah, and if we want to just really go into that hook and just kind of break it apart for you, he threw it towards the tower. Now, if you do that, you cannot literally hook someone inside the tower, and so that's just decreasing your chance of hitting a hook. Although, look at this hook again.
He learned that now. But he's almost about to die. He doesn't. Kenny's dead goes down to grab. While 0 to hero listening to our lessons and realizing, oh, I can't hook towers, but I can hook Soraka's still, right? Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Kenny's dead again.
Yeah, Kenny not having a great time so far. Oh, Tomahawk about to join him in that whole having a bad time thing. Teleport going to come out here from Pale Horse. I don't think it's necessary. It absolutely is not. But now he's here. Now he's in the area. He's able to.
And now he's looking for
He
5-5.
might go down onto this Vel'Koz. He does. He pops that ult and the flash out from 5s. And Omking plays trying to get onto Damian here. The wish goes out, but the vitals have been popped. All but 2 of them have been
Omking is out of mana.
Damian taking a lot of poke. Omking as well. So low, has to flash out. And the Lantern gonna save him. No kills in that fight after the initial one. Where poor Warwick. Alas, we knew him well. It would have worked so much better if it were Yorick, but you know. You gotta work with what you got sometimes.
Yeah. Look how low these health bars are. Just anything going slightly different might have resulted in a kill. And Pale Horse, I'm a little surprised that Malphite didn't actually do a little more damage to the Vel'Koz.
Kenny has been the victim of pretty much every
This is
single
cyberbullying at this point.
Oh no, Pale Horse, you're in a lot of trouble now. You don't have the flash, but you have the slow. Gonna try and take out 5s, but not able. The throwback Q gonna take him out. That's unfortunate now. In this long series of trades, it is now 1-for-1. Hook going wide again. So sad. Player in his prime.
Not playing in
unable
click
to land those
apparently.
hooks.
It can be missed. He is human.
After all, he has not hacked into the Riot API and declared it as a point and click.
Yeah. Something quick real fast right there. Kenny's dead not actually getting a sweeping when he did have the Nomad's Eye already unlocked. So just a bit of lack of vision control and also very low vision score period by the Soraka.
And low level.
And
Almost
low
say
health
something.
bar for
Oh, low health on Damian. Meanwhile, Pale Horse in a lot of trouble too. 0 to hero, tanking up for as long as he can. The Q.
This is just brutal to watch. 100% kill participation on Grabiker and 0 to hero. This bot lane is just beasting this game out. And all the hooks landing, all the Jhin W's landing, all of everything they need connecting, and
All the
they're
hooks,
connecting
except
their
that one.
fists to the face of the enemy team. As you cannot grab that lantern when you are rooted, good sir.
But you know what you can do with the Thresh Lantern? You can use it while you're in Singed W, which I found out much to my chagrin one game.
Can you?
And I'm still mad about it. You can, actually.
I thought Singe
You can
W
grab it
prevents lanterns.
directly through the Singed Grounded effect on his W. It's
That's
really fun.
interesting.
It's just so much fun when you're able to catch up to a Lysandra as Singed, almost kill her, ground her, and then she just gets to lantern away. It's just so fun.
Now, can Lysandra E out of the Singe W?
I don't believe so.
Okay,
But
'cause
you can
that's
take
that's
the
a bit of a
lantern.
weird ability. Lysandra E is a little weird.
You might be able to as well. I don't know. I don't know if Riot just hates Singed, probably, but it was a very
Air
frustrating...
quotes grounded, except when you get yoinked out by your teammate.
Yeah, no, in that case it's fine. You know, you can't even flash out, but you can be grabbed out. Still salty. All right, Zaya getting hooked up. At least someone's gonna die for my salt. Oh no, that was a lot of damage going down. Fiora is dead, as is 0 to hero. This is a disaster now as Tomahawk gets taken out as well. This might be the ace here in the Dragon Pit. The flash out from Grab is gonna prevent that from happening. But 4 kills here over for the side of Play in My Gootoo. And they're
I'm
just
gonna
turning
put
it.
this out there. Stop doing dragon. Now we can carry on with this game.
You know, that might not be a bad suggestion.
I mean, again, every single time a team has gone for the dragon, spare the last dragon of the last game, the Cloud Drake, and the first dragon of this game. That went pretty smoothly as well. The dragon calls have just been so aggressive and greedy, and both teams have been punished. And on the receiving side of this greed, and more greed by
jeez,
Playbay,
that
this
flash.
recall.
The flash hook flay, Flabay Bay going down today. King Play is not able to get onto that Anivia there. But I was able to rhyme 3 sentences, so I'm happy. It's the little things sometimes, Vienna Cat, especially in these games where things can sort of happen instantly and then not happen again for a few minutes. It's nice to see a little bit of proactive playmaking.
I'm pretty happy with the pacing of this game. It's not some kind of game where everyone is dying constantly for completely bogus reasons. It's a lot of team fighting, and there's not too many kills, but also a nice amount to keep us interested. This is a good series. I'm happy with this so far.
Well, yeah, and one of the complaints we were having about Team Sivirs Beard is that they were sort of just not making any of the right calls necessarily. Like, they were doing okay, but they weren't being proactive enough to play around the map and use those advantages. But now, with 0 to Hero here on this Thresh, he's able to say, all right, you know what's going to happen here. This guy's dead. You guys either follow up or I'm going to die instead. Flash, flay, hook. Okay, you're going to follow up? Yes. And he's just moving his advantage around the map and doing a great job of it. Oh, that was a questionable ult there from Pale Horse. Not going to get anyone there, just wasting that ultimate. Granted, it's not a huge cooldown, but
I think he might have ulted in the wrong direction. I think at that point you can Unstoppable Force out and maybe just flash as well, and you should be okay.
Well, 0 to Hero was on the other side. Oh, Wolf Girl in a lot of trouble. Not going to pop that Ragnarok. Really?
Yeah, and 0 to Hero just Ragnaroked Wolf Girl to sleep.
I like that. That's good. 2 towers going down in short order here thanks to this Rift Herald. As I just take a second to admire Meowing Cat, but
we're kind of just having a contest of who can have the worst pun. I think I'm leading by a few points right now.
Yeah, I might have to catch up a little bit. 0 to Hero getting another hook in there, but not a whole lot going to come out of it. Kenny's dead, getting the silence down, but not going to do a whole lot, as it turns out. Weird how that works when no one's using abilities, how a silence doesn't really stop them more. Oh. I don't know about that. Oh, 0 to Hero. Alone behind enemy lines. But he's going to be fine. No one's going to find him. Darn.
Yeah.
It could have been a whole lot more exciting.
And I think it could have been a lot more exciting had there been a ward in that bush. And I think that this game, generally, the ward lines have been pretty scattered. There's wards here and there from both teams, but not a complete vision line. Although it does look like it is kind of being set up after Team Sivirs Beard was forced out. So playinmygootoo, kind of just setting it up after the fact.
Yeah. It's going okay. The vision lines could use a little bit of improvement here now, I think.
I definitely think there's a lack of vision from Team Sivirs Beard, especially with how much of proactive plays they've been making. They haven't really had the vision to back it up, and it hasn't really nipped them in the butt yet. But at some point it might, and they really shouldn't be taking that kind of risk. And what's going on right here?
Damien, I don't know about that. The flash goes down, the hook lands. Good stun to stop the ult from Fives there. Grab taking a lot of damage under that tower. Ooh, Grand Challenge Pop juking out the ultimate there from that Xayah. Grab getting the heal off the Grand Challenge as well. That was some fancy footwork.
Yeah, and look at this mid tower just kind of being sieged down, except with the Unstoppable Force.
Ultimate coming out, but that Lantern perfectly pre-positioned so that Tomahawk can make it out as well. Just a little bit of wave clear going to come out now as the tower goes down in the bot lane. Looks like this might be a 1-1 series at this point. I mean, playinmygootoo not having a great time so far. They're not super far behind, about 3K, but I don't think it's going to get much better for them if the pace continues as is.
Yeah, and it really has been kind of just the show of this bot lane. Jhin having, 90% kill participation.
Uh-oh, King in a lot of trouble. And that trouble is death. But continue with what you were saying.
And yeah, these teams, when they fight grouped up together, and it seems like when Team Sivirs Beard has a plan, they're doing it very well. They're executing well. But when they're just running around like chickens with their heads chopped off, like right now, it's just everything going wrong. And so they just keep on throwing back and forth. And let's not see another dragon throw, please.
Oh god, no, please don't touch the dragon. Just don't. Just run away from the dragon pit. It's bad news for everyone. Flabebe not going to get the hook, but instead it's going down into the Olaf, and the box comes out onto a lot of them. Ultimate's going down left and right, and the shots come out from Grabcar. So many kills going down so far. 3, gonna make it 4 from this Anivia passive. Kenny is dead for the 4th time this game, and he is just not having a good time.
Yeah,
It's
these dragons. Every time someone looks at the dragon, they got the kill onto the Fiora, and they're like, okay, now there's a numbers advantage. Let's go do the dragon, guys. Every time, without fail. I don't...
It's
Teams just need to avoid it. It's a death trap.
Flash coming out from King. He has the grand challenge heal, but does he get the kill? He will, and he's gonna go back on to Kenny, and Kenny not having a good time of it, dying under tower, just thinking, oh man, this is fucking ridiculous. King barely able to make it out there. Predator not gonna do a whole lot from Wolf Girl there.
I'm just... That Kenny impression really hit me in Iberia. I don't think we can just not talk about that.
All game.
Alright, you're in the lead now.
Yeah, I was waiting. As soon as you said
hypothetical
you're in the lead, I'm like, just you wait, boy. Just you wait. Wolf Girl chasing down. Not able to do it. I have another one lined up, but this is the only
wait for the
game
perfect
where I'll
timing.
be able to do it.
I want to say something though. I've kind of noticed. It seems like Team Sivirs Beard really is adapting much better this game. Yes, they have Zero to Hero coming in on the support, and he's definitely showing up this game. But another thing, also, 5566Y having the Morellonomicon seems very, very nice against the Soraka. I'm gonna say that she seems a lot less impactful when there's grievous wounds.
Absolutely, and
Who
there's
would've
even
thought?
less healing this time. Oh no, Kenny in a lot of trouble again. His 6th death now. Oh man, we are 6 episodes deep in season 1 of South Park at this point, and it looks like we're gonna get another kill. This bird is about to get fried here. Grabcar getting the 4th shot and the kill. 9-0-5 is this Jhin, ridiculously powerful, as is his mid laner, 5-1-5. Good score for someone named 5566Y. And it looks like they might go for the, Zero to Hero waiting a little bit too long on following up on the Q. 5's taking a whole lot of damage there, but there's not going to be a contest for this Baron, so they shouldn't be too worried. It is purely PvE at this point.
Yeah. Now, we have seen people fail the PvE. However, with a Warwick and a Jhin DPSing, it's not too likely that that will happen here.
One would hope, at least.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen things. You see things in Iberia.
I've seen some things, man. Oh, and I've seen Kenny die for his 7th time.
That just feels bad. It feels like cyberbullying. We need bully hunters here.
Oh, no. Please, no. I don't want to think about that right now.
I mean, who would be the bully hunter? If we had to put someone on the side of playinmygootoo, if we had to assign one of them as a bully hunter, which one would it be?
Let's see.
Would it be Wolf Girl? At this point, I think so. This Olaf is trying.
This game, yeah. I think last game I would have put Damian on the job because they were doing really well at getting in there being like, all right, you're the one. And then just going Alt E, Q, Alt W, Alt, dead. I don't know if that's actually Ari's assassin combo. I haven't played her since like season
Just roll
4.
over your keyboard and hit skill shots. I think that's her
Yeah,
combo.
just like smash your keyboard into little bits, and usually that'll kill them. But as a result, you have to go to Walmart a lot and like buy a bunch of those like $2 keyboards. But really, it's cheaper than having to buy lessons from a coach or anything. So realistically, pretty good use of money there.
Well,
per LP.
I mean, you can get coaching for free through a great service called Learning Fives.
So you can. How could I forget that? That wasn't a setup at all.
Would you like to tell me a little more about Learning Fives, neighbor?
I really would, because for 5 weeks you've
Nope,
been
shut up.
dealing with the
There's
coach
a play.
and 4 other players, like we're seeing here. 2 of them getting hit by the Malphite ultimate, but Malphite himself having a little bit of trouble, as is Tomahawk. They're going to go down, but a great 3-man knockup here. Grab doesn't use the 4th shot just yet, but he's coming out with 4 more. The curtain call, and the curtains have indeed been called as he gets a triple kill. 1 more going down onto Flay Bebe, and it looks like it's gonna be the ace. Quadra kill there for Grab Card. You don't want a penta on Jin. You're going for that beautiful, beautiful quadra. And so he does. Getting the kill and possibly the game at this point, as they're about to take out this first Nexus tower. No one up except for Kenny in a few seconds, and he realizes he is 0-8. There is not a whole lot he's going to be able to do this game. So the game will go over and make it a 1-1 if they decide to stop messing around. Oh no, Kenny dies again!
Some things never change in Iberia.
Oh, we almost got through an entire season of South Park if you relate deaths to episodes. That's fantastic.
Oh my. But with that, we do have Team Sivirs Beard tying up the series 1-1 with playinmygootoo. And that's going to be all. Best of 2s.
Yeah, but I think that was really good adaptation there from Team Sivirs Beard. They did a great job of coming back in it. A lot of influence there from that bot lane, 0 to hero. Really the highlight of the bot lane there, coming around, grabbing those magnetic hooks onto Kenny's dead, making sure he lives up to his name not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 9 times.
Yeah, but at the same time, you also have to think about Grabiker. I mean, if that Jin wasn't there, you know, he had 21 kill participation, even higher than the Thresh with the 18. And so he was just everywhere, hitting Deadly Flourish after Deadly Flourish, just W after W, hitting ulti shots like tomorrow was his birthday or something. He's just going crazy. And I do think that he, you know, if he wasn't there helping out 0 to hero in his mischievous plays, it would have just looked like a Thresh inting.
Yeah, absolutely. So great teamwork from them, but that is going to wrap it up for us here tonight, except for one thing. I normally don't do these kind of shout outs because they seem a little bit unprofessional, but for these 2 people, I think we can manage it. I'd like to give a birthday shout out first to our lovely head of productions and streamer, Penguin God. Yesterday was his birthday, so you can give him a few belated pings today. But if you want to give an on-time ping, you have, let's look at the clock now.
An hour 30 for East Coast, although he's in West, so you got...
He's in West Coast, so you have
4 hours, 30
minutes? Hours to ping the one and only Bill Jump Carter at Jump in our Discord channel. But I know you're wondering, Niberia, this has been a great series of a 1-1 game between these 2 teams. And you mentioned pinging someone. Where can I do that? Well, don't worry, I've got you covered. Not only can you follow our Twitch channel, but if you look in that description, that teeny tiny description, you can see a Discord link to our Discord channel. Now, as soon as you enter it, make sure to write at Jump space happy birthday. And then you'll be fantastic. You'll be a part of the community. And you can also follow our Twitter, also found in the description. We will hopefully have a show match or 2 tomorrow as well, so stay tuned for that. But from myself and Meowing Cat, we hope you have a wonderful rest of the weekend, show match or not. See you soon.
Yeah, baby, don't treat me like a machine. I could still be just what you need. No, baby, don't treat me like a machine. We used to be so young and free. Yeah, baby, don't treat me like a machine. I could still be just what you need. No, baby, don't treat me like a machine. Wanna go